Shalom to the nation of Israel. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to our Father and our power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakai Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to all the elect men pushing this truth in peace and sincerity. Now, in this video, I'm going to break down a dream that I recently had last night. I woke up, it was about 3 a.m., and I had to jot down the points and all the things that were significant in this dream because it was so powerful to me. Now, I'm the youngest son of my parents. They have two older sons, and I'm the youngest. So I have two older brothers. In this particular dream, there was a lot of different moving pieces, a lot of things that were going on in this particular day that I was dealing with, and it felt so vivid, so real when I woke up. Let me just try to kind of dig into it. It's hard to kind of explain, and I never write dreams down, but the importance of this, because of everything that I've been dealing with, I watched a video from Elder Apostle Gabar when he was speaking about battling the flesh, and I constantly wrestle with that. It's constantly something that I deal with, that I struggle with in this truth, where my flesh is telling me and guiding me, thinking that I should be doing something else, that there's other value in certain people that there's not, and, try to find the good in them, mainly pertaining to a few women that I've dealt with in my life. Now, in this particular dream, the story of my life is very hard for me to talk about. I don't like pity parties, but my life has been chaotic. Had a lot of ebbs and flows, a lot of highs and lows. So in this particular dream, it was interesting because the girl that was involved, I haven't been involved with her personally and easily. I haven't spoke to her in about 5 or 6 years, and I haven't had any type of physical involvement with her for about 10 years. But I go over to my parents' house and I pull up, and you know what I'm saying? Like, well, okay, so before that, there was a incident that happened between me and a friend of mine some years ago, and we kind of fell out. We don't talk to each other no more. There's no issues there. I've forgiven the brother. I don't think he has any personal beef with me either. We actually saw each other last year, and it was cordial. There was no issues. So I was hanging out with him, and we went and played some ball. We played basketball together, and a young boxer was there, young boxer that we see on TV, and we were hooping against him. And, I used to be pretty good back in the day, so, I had a good day that day. And I was playing really well, and it was really cool because, I was busting a guy that was real famous, which really isn't something to be proud of, but my mindset, I believe, was kind of in the world during this dream. So I pull up back to my parents' house, and one of my oldest brothers there, and sure enough, ironically, he was hanging out. We had a family dinner, and he was hanging out with the girl that I was telling you about that I was involved with at the time. And I'm like, "Oh man, what are you doing? This is a girl I was dealing with. We go outside, we start arguing, and he starts telling me, blah blah blah. You didn't want her no more, and this is the, it's like he was talking to me as if I owed him some sort of debt. Like, you owe me. You always owe me. You've always been nothing. Blah blah blah. You've always had to pay things to me. I've always taken care of you, which is bizarre to me because I really have a issue with asking anybody for anything. A real big issue with that. I hate asking anybody for anything because I don't want to owe nobody nothing. So we were arguing back and forth in the front yard about the tussle or whatever. And he was like, "You know what? I'm just going to take the girl. I got the prize anyway. You don't have to pay me back, blah, blah, blah." So, all right, whatever. And so we go in the house and we're still arguing a little bit. And, the girl jumps in and tries to give her 2 cents. And I'm like, "Yeah, I was just out hooping, playing ball with such and such, the famous athlete. We ain't got to mention his name." And she was like, "Oh yeah, well, I've slept with him too." And immediately that brought to my mind Sirach chapter 26, verse 12, which you'll read in a second. But then, as I continue to argue with my brother, I go up and I look into my mom's room and she's watching TV. And this is how I could kind of knew that we were in the last days. There was a lady from Elamite on the TV, and she asked me, and before she could get the question out, I told her, like, yeah, Mom, that's an Elamite. Don't listen to whatever she's saying. She's not giving us no wisdom. She's going to send us right into hell. Don't listen to it. So I ran back outside, and as I continued to have this frustration, this anger in me, my youngest niece came, and it's my goddaughter, and she's a real young lady at the time, a real young child, maybe 2 years old. And all the chaotic things that I was dealing with in my mind, and all the stress and all the anger that I had, she ran up to me and held me and squeezed me tight and squeezed me tight. And then I woke up from the dream. I woke up. And so I started jotting things down as quickly as possible because I wanted to try to find the significance of that. And so the significance of the child holding on to me is because there's a phrase that we've known, and it's that children don't lie. And she squeezed me and held me tight. And that child was representation of these scriptures. And the reason why there was so much turmoil and chaos is because the Most High is telling me, don't worry about all the stuff that you've dealt with. The women that have came and gone, the issues that you've dealt with throughout your life, the troubles, the chaos. The truth has always been there for me. When I came into this a little over 4 years ago, it was the greatest gift that I've ever had in my life. The greatest. People have came into my life. People have left my life. Beautiful women that you wouldn't imagine that I would hang out with. But where are they today? Sophia, the scriptures, the wisdom, which Sophia just means wisdom, have always been there for me. That's why that child was holding me so tight. Because the Most High is telling me, no matter what hell you deal with, no matter what you go through, no matter what you wrestle with your flesh, continue to seek the truth. It shall never leave you. It shall never leave you. And it's for you. It is yours. 100% yours. That girl that you thought you was dealing with, she's willing to jump from man to man to man. And in this dream, there was 3 guys that she slept with. Myself, my brother, and this famous athlete that I'm telling you about. Now, before I close out, I'm going to read the scripture that I brought to mind, which is the book of Sirach, chapter 26, verse 12. Which reads, bear with me a second here. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he has found a fountain, and drink of every water near her. By every hedge will she sit down and open her quiver against every arrow. And that's what the modern day woman is continuing to do. She will give herself to any man that's around and sleep from man to man to man. There's no value in that. But in these scriptures, and chasing this truth, and chasing Sophia, you will never be let down, because it will never leave you as long as you do what you're supposed to. So, brothers, I hope you understand what vision I'm talking about and how I broke down this dream. I pray that this was edifying and it helped some of the young brothers that are thinking that it's not a place to be lonely. That's why this picture is me holding the scriptures, because this is the best thing that I've ever had happen to my life. And I give all praises, glory, and honor to our Father and our power, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And until next time, I want to say Shalom Akim and stay strong.